I think we're ready. I asked we're happy to have our appraiser here this morning, Mr. Steve Bauman. Would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the February 4th, 2019 meeting of the Shawnee County Board of Commissioners. My name is Bob Archer. I currently serve as chair of the commission and represent District 3 alongside Commissioner Bill Rippon, who represents District 1, and Commissioner Kevin Cook, who represents District 2. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning. First item of business, please.
Item 3, consent agenda.
There were 2 items on the consent agenda. Were there questions or comments?
I'll move for approval.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve the consent agenda by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item 4, new business. A, County Clerk, number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Okay. Holding accounts in the amount of $86,341.76. Health Insurance Administration in an amount of $95,955.21. Willis of Greater Kansas, Inc. in the amount of $168,262.95. Under Building and Maintenance, Cook, Flat, and Strobel Engineering, $12,350 is for design service and for survey of Deer Creek Extension. Under Solid Waste Recycling, Armor Equipment totaling $343,506 is for two-sided loader refuse truck. Total vouchers, $1,590,519.84 as of the 1st of February. And I move to approve all vouchers.
Second.
Motion to approve the vouchers by Commissioner Rippon, and that was seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Number 2, consider correction orders.
I'll make a motion to consider the correction orders or approve them.
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Number 3, consider approval of annual renewal of the Home Depot ARC IRB tax exemption incentive for 2019. Number 4, consider approval of annual renewal of the MHI Topeka LP IRB tax exemption incentive for 2019. And number 5, consider approval of annual renewal of the Federal Home Loan Bank of Topeka IRB tax exemption incentive for 2019.
Commissioners, we've grouped these incentives, and Madam, are they all the requirements and conditions met?
Yes, they have been.
Okay. Then I'll make a motion to approve items A3, A4, and A5.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item B, Information Technology. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of Contract C66 2019, reference Contract C43 2017 with Optiv for annual firewall maintenance at a cost of $60,511.19 with funding from the Information Technology 2019 budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Frank McGee, Information Technologies. This is just our annual renewal of our firewall appliance that we use for endpoint encryption and controlling our network traffic and everything. The only thing I left off of this is Optiv is on the state contract, and the state contract number is 38299.
Questions or comments for Frank about the firewall process that we use?
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the contract by Commissioner Cook, and that's seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you,
I'm
Frank.
not used to going first.
Well, congratulations. Next item, please.
Item C, Counselor number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-67, 2019 with McCown Gordon Construction to establish fees and costs to be paid, including a construction manager fee of 2% of the total project and $20,000 for pre-construction services.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jim Krause, Shawnee County Counselor. I also see Todd Knight, Todd Ramsey, Chuck Smith's here with HTK, but Mr. Knight, Mr. Ramsey are here from McCown Gordon. We've been working on this contract for quite a while. It's my first time working with a construction manager at risk contract, so I wanted to take a little extra time to get through this to make sure I understand how the relationship's going to work. But these contracts contain all of the provisions all the agreements between the parties for the day-to-day construction, the processes for progress meetings, the processes for if there's going to be a change order request and things like that. Plus it outlines the fees. The main fees that you will see, $20,000 for pre-construction services, which that's the phase they're in now, is the pre-construction service phase, and then a 2% construction manager fee on the project cost. And that's not the total cost, that's the hard cost for the project, which is set right now at approximately $34 million. So not the total cost with the lending and everything else put into it. I'll be happy to answer any additional questions you might have about this particular set of contracts. I will note, we'll be back in here sometime in April, projected to be probably towards the latter end of April, to execute an addendum, which would have the guaranteed maximum price for the project and along with the date for substantial completion of the project. But right now, we're expecting that to be around that $34 million figure for the GMP, and starting construction in May of 2019 and completing that in a 24-month period ending in May of 2021.
Good, and you indicated that that would probably be at the end of April. We would see that guaranteed price and
Exactly.
the projected completion.
Yes.
For the benefit of the public, we got a lot of players in this project, and they're all necessary, but could you give us an outline? We've got construction manager, we've got engineers, architects. Could you give us an overview of the roles that each of these groups are
Absolutely.
playing?
HTK architects are the architects on the project, and they are doing the design services, designing what we are actually going to build and renovate. McCown Gordon is our construction manager. They work a similar role as what we traditionally think of a general contractor. They're going to be in charge of bidding out each piece of the project, and actually they've broken down this total renovation project. Is it like 42 smaller discrete projects? Really, these are our entire project. It can be broken into 42 discrete projects that they will then phase in while we are continuously operating the Expo Center. This isn't a project where we're going to close down the Expo Center for 2 years and then open it back up when it's finished. We're going to be continuously offering programming, and they've been working closely with Spectra, our venue manager, to identify windows of time where they can come in and, let's say, replace all of the seats in Landon Arena, or come in and start working on the expansion of Exhibition Hall. So they will be the ones that will oversee the bidding of the, McCown Gordon will oversee the bidding for the various contractors that will be performing the work on the project.
And don't we have a consultant that's an individual?
We have Dean Farrell, who's also a construction consultant, He has many years of expertise. He's contracted directly with Shawnee County to provide us with consulting services, to give us recommendations. For example, he's been very helpful in the design phase in determining constructability and giving us ideas in that. But during the construction process, when recommendations are made for change orders, things of that sort, he'll be giving us consulting services for that. He provides the same services to Washburn University and other entities. Very valuable. He also worked with Chuck and I when we were working with McCown Gordon on negotiating the contract.
Anyone else we need to know about?
No, I think that's it.
I think that I appreciate that, and I think it's important that the public knows the firms that we're working with and when we're going to have an ultimate cost and a deadline for completion. So thank you for being here today, and thank you for your explanation.
No problem. I think we've got a great team, and we're really excited.
I agree. Any other questions for the county councilor?
No, sir.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract.
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Next item, please.
Item D, Public Works. Number 1, consider approval of request to award bid for crack sealant material to Craftco, Inc. in the amount of $40,320 from the 2019 Road Maintenance Fund.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kurt Niehaus, Director of Public Works and Solid Waste. We received 4 bids for the crack sealant material. Craftco was the lowest. This product obviously will support our 2019 maintenance program. If you have any more detailed questions, I'd be glad to answer those.
Questions for Kurt on the purchase? A motion.
I'll move for approval.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Kurt. Appreciate it. Next item.
Item E, Appraiser. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-68, 2019 with Pushpin at a cost of $11,400 with funding from the Land Records Fund.
Good morning, Commissioners. Steve Bauman, County Appraiser. Last week, we had the approval on the agenda for awarding the bid to Pushpin. This is for change detection services. Today, this is for the execution of the contract with them for $11,400. This is going to be paid for through the Land Records Fund, so it's not using taxpayer dollars. I had one of those questions come up last week. And another one that I would like to remind people that this could give us a fair distribution of taxes utilizing the change detection software, finding things that we do not have on the tax roll. So I'd be happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Do we have an approach if we find significant construction that there hasn't been a permit issued on?
An approach as far as what we're going to do?
Yes, exactly.
As soon as we find that, we are going to send staff out to verify, collect the information, and get it appropriately listed.
Okay. I mean, I'm not interested in somebody putting a deck on the back of the house. I
Right.
don't think that's, but if someone's building a huge outbuilding and they haven't gotten a building permit, and we recognize that through this process, I think we need to take some action.
I will be getting with the counselor's office if some of those instances occur, what would need to happen. And I think the biggest thing that would probably happen is we would go back maybe a year or two, and I'll need to verify that to make sure that that's an appropriate thing to do. But our plan is to look at the largest changes first. I mean, this could be a significant list with all of the decks and patios that occur. So we're going to look at the majority, the larger changes first, the outbuildings, the additions. If there are any new homes, I don't suspect there are, but if there are homes built without a permit, then we would get those things taken care of first.
Very good.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
In the past, our counselor's office has worked with the planning department. Planning department is primarily complaint-driven, and so that when there are issues like this that come up or come to the attention of the planning department, they would go through and make sure that it meets with our development plans and see what changes need to be taken place. In some cases, there's drastic measures where buildings have to be removed in order to be compliant, but in most cases, what we do is try to make sure people are following the rules that we set forth. I see our counselor's head nodding, and so in case I get too far off into the weeds, he'd correct me.
Jim Kraus, Shawnee County Councilor. No, you're not in the weeds at all. What we do is we try to bring in, we don't try to be punitive with people. We want people to voluntarily come into compliance, but it depends on the structure. We may have to send our environmental health technicians out to make sure that there's proper sewer connections or septic if it's a building that has toilets in it. Obviously, we're going to make sure that we get the building permit in place that should have been there in the first place. And then lastly, we're going to deal with Steve's office on getting the taxes in the appropriate place.
Very good. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, before we,
Yes.
Steve, how often do we go out as appraisers and do a site-by-site review of people's property?
We're required to visit each property once every 6 years. It's more often if there is a building permit taken out or if the property sells, then we're on site doing a full re-inspection of the property.
Does the push-pin service change that or relieve you of that 6-year obligation?
It does not, no. It's a good question.
It's a very good question. Thank you. Anything else for our appraiser? I'll make a motion to approve the contract.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Archer, and that's seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you,
Thank
Steve.
you.
Next item, please.
Item F, it's facilities maintenance. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-69, 2019, and amendment to contract C-375, 2017 with Torgerson Electric to include a rate of $135 per hour for use of a bucket truck.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bill Kroll, Facilities Maintenance Director. This item, when we did our trade services agreement, was inadvertently left off for the use of a bucket truck, and has since come to light when we needed a bucket truck. And Torgerson Electric has set the rate at $135 an hour. Answer any questions you might have on this.
What do we use it for?
Reaching high places. And it could be just about anything.
Well, I'm ready to approve that. No, I mean, there's specific, our electrician uses this, our in-house electrician.
Usually we have a couple of bucket trucks of our own. I believe this one was Parks and Rec, needed the use of a bucket truck.
Okay.
And we didn't have one at the time for that use, and they went ahead and called our trade services electrician, Torgerson Electric, and we found out we didn't have a bucket truck on the contract, so.
But this is on an as-needed basis?
As-needed basis,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Public Works, with their trucks, usually tries to help all the departments out when theirs isn't in use, and this time it was, so.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Any questions or comments for Bill?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We man these bucket trucks. I mean, they don't provide an operator, do they?
No, they provide the operator and everything for them. Mhm.
Okay, good.
Yeah. It's their truck, so they want to make sure their people are running it.
Makes sense. Anything else?
Move for approval?
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Number 2, consider authorization and execution of contract C-70 2019 with Arment Enterprises LLC for custodial services at 6 county facilities at a total cost of $15,150.42 per month to be expensed from the operating budgets of the departments served.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bill Kroll, Facilities Maintenance Director. I think I'm pleased to announce that we are actually renewing a contract with a custodial firm. Not that their service has been perfect by any stretch, but in visiting with the various departments that Arment has been serving, most of the complaints are being resolved, and their cleaning has been as good as anybody we've had so far, so the idea is to stick with them. Any questions?
Yes, Commissioner Cook.
After adding the hotline to the Human Resources Office, didn't that clear up a lot of the issues at the courthouse?
Yes, it did. The courthouse, primarily the number one complaint we have here at the courthouse now is lack of vacuuming, and we are working with Arment on that. The little issues with the little hotline and the email exchange that goes directly to Arment have also assisted with that greatly as far as small complaints and getting to them very quickly.
And in the past, wasn't that the source of a lot of the issues, is that people didn't have a feel that they had a voice to maybe make concerns known to?
That would be true.
All right.
Yep.
I move that we approve the contract.
I'll second. Motion made to approve by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Bill. Next item, please.
Administrative communications.
This is an opportunity for any department heads or members of the public to address the commission, and your time is unlimited to do so.
Sweet. Okay. Good morning, Commissioners. Linda Oakes from the Health Department. Yes. I have with me Craig Barnes, who is the Community Health Outreach and Planning Division Manager. A couple of announcements. The first is that the Health Department is instituting a Public Health Champion Award. This will be our first year. So we wanted to have an opportunity to recognize people and organizations in our community who are champions for health. So we're issuing this call for nominations. We'll recognize one individual and one organization that has made outstanding contributions to our community by championing and leading equitable opportunities for health across the Topeka Shawnee County community. So we're hoping to encourage people to take action by supporting opportunities for health for everyone. Some examples might be getting involved in local health policy initiatives, volunteering time, donating to worthy causes, or even creating sustainable environmental changes. So again, one individual, one organization. Nominations will be open until March the 8th. We have some of the hard copies of the nomination form. I do want to recognize Craig Barnes for doing this design work. He did a great job on it, I think. And these are also already up on our website. Stephanie, thank you, Stephanie, I know you're watching. She's already put it up on our carousel. So we hope that people will nominate their, an individual and an organization so that we can recognize those folks at our April meeting when we have the County Health Rankings Community Conversation. And the date of that meeting is April 8th. Thank you. So, and that'll be at the Shawnee County, Topeka Shawnee County Public Library, and we'll have more information about that community meeting as we get closer to the date. So think about who you think is a public health champion in our community. We'll be doing this every year. This is our first year, and we're very excited to recognize people who are encouraging health in our community. So, the other announcement I have is that we are now offering our flu shots free of charge to everyone. So this is your chance, if you haven't had your flu shot yet, to come into the health department. This will be at the 10th Street Clinic, which is 2115 Southwest 10th. We're open Monday, Thursday, Friday, 8 to 4. Don't forget we're open over the lunch hour now. Tuesday, 10 to 6, and Wednesday, 8 to 11 and 2 to 4. It's not too late. Flu has probably not peaked yet, so I really encourage you, if you haven't gotten a flu shot, to go ahead and come on in and get one, no charge to anyone. Thank you.
I think this is a great idea. We have so many volunteers and organizations that help us with community health, and the opportunity to make nominations and recognize people that do that I just think it's a great idea. Thank you, Linda. And thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
Excellent.
And I will add that Health Department employees are not eligible for this. Anyone but a Health Department employee, okay?
Okay.
We're doing an internal award for our own staff, and we'll talk about that later, too.
Okay.
But any other county employee would be eligible.
Oh, okay.
Kurt Niehaus, Director of Public Works and Solid Waste. Just a reminder to everyone that Southeast 29th is closed from just east of Granger to just west of Wittenberg, beginning this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Kimberly Phillips, and I am an office assistant here in the Commission office. Jane Rezac and I are privileged to be the coordinators for Shawnee County's Employee Project Topeka Food Drive this year. Citywide, February is designated as Project Topeka Month. Topeka organizations and businesses have come together for over 33 years to make an all-out effort to raise money and collect food in support of 7 different food banks here in Shawnee County. All Shawnee County departments come together with court employees to serve the people of Shawnee County in our jobs every day. And every year they give generously by supporting and donating to Project Topeka. Throughout the month of February, we challenge all county employees and court employees to collect non-perishable food and participate in the Food Sculpture Challenge sponsored by the Health Department. We challenge them to host and support department fundraisers, and we have bake sales, lunches, and even cotton candy sales scheduled for this year. We ask to consider donating goods to our employee online auction. We collect from individuals, departments, as well as area merchants. We've already had wonderful donations from employees, retired employees, Walmart, Reese's, Kansas Expo Center, Capitol Plaza Hotel, Kansas City Zoo, and many, many others. With the help of our webmaster, Stephanie Coleman, the online employee auction is an employee favorite moneymaker for this charity. All donations are welcome, both canned and non-perishable foods, monetary donations, and auctionable items. Last year, our employee donations totaled nearly $11,000 and 2,300 pounds of non-perishable foods to help feed the hungry here in Shawnee County. Jane and I ask you to bring any auctionable items for our employee online auction to our office no later than February 20th, and we look forward to making this a bigger and better year than ever before. We want to spread the word, help feed the hungry of Shawnee County. If you have donations, questions, or suggestions on how best to contribute, contact the Commission office or your department representative. Any questions?
Thank you very much for getting the word out.
Yes, great.
Yes.
All right. I look forward to reporting back to you in March on how much this year's total is.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Ken. Anyone else for administrative communications? Commissioner Cook?
I think this Friday, the Department of Corrections has an officer graduation. Commissioner Archer, Commissioner Rippon, I don't know if either one of you have had an opportunity to attend, but I would greatly encourage you to do so and support our officers and all that they do in the training at the Department of Corrections. But hope to see you there this Friday.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Rippon?
Okay, I had a chance to visit Fire Station number 4 out on Valencia and I-70. I was very impressed with the quality of people we have out there. I was impressed with their training, their equipment, that they had a very good ship out there. I also got to meet a number of the people out in that area. They were saying farewell to Commissioner Bueller and saying hi to the new kid. And but it was a good event. I also did a cabin meal this weekend at Old Prairie Town, and if you haven't had an opportunity to do that, that's a wonderful evening. I think there was like 12, 14 of us there, and great food, great atmosphere. Learned a little bit about Shawnee County history. So, good event.
Good. Thank you. I wanted to make sure we thanked Kim and Jane for working on Project Topeka. It is very important for our community. Several years ago, Sean and Eric from WIBW and I judged the food statues that we went out, and it was so impressive, and it reminded me of how responsive and caring the employees of Shawnee County are. And so thank you for heading up that effort, and thank you to all our employees that make such a big difference in our community. Next item, please.
Executive sessions.
There's not a need for an executive session, so we're officially adjourned. Thank you for coming.
Like that?